Assalamu alaikum. I want to talk to you how I became a Muslim. And first of all, before I was a very religious person, like not too much religious, but I was religious on my way as an Orthodox. So my religion, my previous one was a Christian Orthodox, and I was always going to the church and trying to follow the rituals, and I was always believing, I had this faith inside me, and today what is important is to have faith in something, because if you don't have faith in something, then for what you're going to leave, some people will always fall mostly in depression and in weakness. And sometimes in those times when you believe in something, then you feel much more stronger and you will not do too many mistakes and this stuff. So if people that know me will see this video, they will think that I became Muslim because of my husband. But actually it wasn't like that. First of all, when I was Christian before, I never believed Jesus as God. So I always in my mind, even though I was going to a church in my mind, I was always believing that he was a prophet. So actually when I came in Saudi Arabia here, the Islamic religion is much more pure, is more real, according to what I've seen before, in my country and the media. And people in general, they try to make it a very bad religion. But actually it's according to its name, peace. So this is a peaceful religion. And so one of the things is that here, when I had a conversation before, they were telling me, oh, okay, look, you are a Christian. You believe in Jesus is God. And I was always in that moment, first time in my life, I got surprised with myself, because the whole time I was thinking that, no, he's a prophet. I don't consider him as God. God is just one God. And I was trying to argue with people here. And then I understood that even though I was Christian before, actually, I've been Muslim the whole time. My ideas inside me, I'm a little bit conservative as a person, but I used to be conservative also before. And even though sometimes I was trying to do trying to follow the society, but inside me, I was always very conservative as a person. And when I heard this, I was I shocked them actually. And I was telling no, wait, I'm Christian, but I'm never believing Jesus as a God. So you, whoever is watching me now, you can say that, okay, you were Christian, even though you are not believing in Jesus as God. Yeah, that's why one of the reasons I inverted is because it was pointless to be Christian when most of the Christian understands Jesus as a God. And as long as I was being in a place that it wasn't feeling right from this part, why to be Christian? Even though I was Christian, but why to keep being in Christian when only me and myself, I was thinking this. Meanwhile, the other Christians are thinking Jesus is God, and if I would still stay Christian, then I try to be lying to myself and maybe accept what they were doing, and I wouldn't have understood it. So this is one of the reasons that I always believed in it, and I found it here that it was true. And I will not go into many details. Whoever wants to know more about Islam and about the Islamic religion can easily Google it, and also see many videos on YouTube from different sheikhs. Sheikhs are people who preach the Islamic religion. So above all of this, this was the main one, Jesus for me is a prophet. And after that, I remember from the Bible that he was saying that after me will come somebody else. And he was never ever saying that, look, I'm God, he was also me always mentioning my father in Bible. Or he was always praying, and Jesus cannot pray to himself if he would be a God. Also, if we think from another perspective, then it was a miracle from God. Okay, I believe that if people would see this as a son of God, then he was he's called a son of God. Meanwhile, God has no logic in this. Even Adam, as long as he was the first person, then he's God. We can also compare him like he's God, but he's not. So people, this is very contradictive, has no logic. But above all of this, anyway, what I believed also is that in the freedom of that, the religion that the Islam has, it makes sense as a religion, and I'm not in the deeply side. Like I'm trying to follow what I can, and hopefully one day I can follow it as my heart says to follow it, and as it says in Quran. But I always follow things when it makes sense, and these things like clicked on me, and it really made sense. And I felt the whole energy that I never felt in Christianity. In Christianity, I felt only words and theories, but even though I was trying to believe in them, and actually I feel like a little bit brain worse in CHR and Christianity than in Islamic religion. Islamic religion is something totally different that makes me think that it's the truth. And I don't believe that religious religion had to come like directly in one. Islamic religion came in parts. People years to years they are becoming smarter and SP and smarter. You cannot give the two the first thing. Like you, Islam couldn't come directly as a whole thing since in the beginning of time. So that's why God sent prophets and sent parts and parts like chapters and chapters to prepare people. But people eventually, historically, they a group of people, they stuck in one prophecy and then they stuck in another one. So they kept calling that the religion. And it's very logical now because we can all say like, why not is not coming anything yet anymore. Like there's no more prophet, there is no more religion. So it's obviously that this was the last religion and the last chapter that concluded the whole religion that is Islam. And the Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet. So as a person, I always believed Jesus as a prophet, and I always believed in one God. So it was useless for me to stay in a religion that was teaching other people different thing. So in conclusion, this is how I inverted to Islam. And there's no brainwashing for me. There is nothing because I always was a religious person, but I was not always fulfilled. I had a lot of questions about Christianity, even though I was not expressing them. But deep down inside me, whenever I was going to the church, I had like a million questions. It was like a sign, like, look, you're not in the right place. So this is my story. And maybe whoever a Muslim person is following me or looking at me right now, maybe they will say like, oh, you're not covered exactly. That's what Islam is an understandable religion and does not force you to do things when you're not ready to do. And I'm not ready to do this part. But I respect it. And I'm trying as much as I can to be from now and on a Muslim, and hopefully I'm feeling much more better with this religion. People do not create Islam. Islam is something holy that came directly from God, and I'm not like a person who follows other people. Like I just follow the concept of it, and as I said before, it made sense, and I can see the energy in me. Even if people might be bad or good, like everywhere in the world, I cannot connect it with Islam. I mean, Islam is a religion, is a peaceful one. And whenever I face something like I don't like in the world or I don't like in one place, I never connected with Islam because it's totally a different person, a different thing. And one thing that made me understand is the power and the results of your prayer. Whenever you pray in Islam, it comes back to you. And this is something that I never felt before. And whoever tries it will understand. I cannot talk more because maybe you will not understand. And I'm not a professional one in this. I'm just giving my own experience, and I'm happy with what I know. And people have their own ideas, but sometimes you have to Google, you have to search to understand, and mostly to read. Thank you for watching me today.